coaster enthusiast has a list of their top coasters, and I, being a coaster enthusiast, have one as well. I only have a coaster count of about 20, and I haven't ranked most of them, and because my count is so limiting, I've narrowed it down to the best of the best. Here are my top 5 coasters that I've ridden. Starting off my list with the giant B&M looper, Kumba. I mean, what can I even say about this ride? It's a large inverting coaster by B&M, and it has a similar layout to Montu, I guess, if you're looking at it in general terms. And I did make fun of it in my Montu review for being rough, and it is, but it's still very enjoyable. It's extremely intense and never really gives you a second to process everything, which just makes the ride 7 inversions even crazier. Overall, this ride may be rough, but it is epic. Next on the list at number 4 is Shikra. Holy crap. This is a B&M dive coaster, and I really wasn't a coaster enthusiast yet, so the ride scared the heck out of me. But once you start falling down that drop and towards the ground, it becomes awesome. This ride was probably the first time I experienced floater airtime, so it was cool. But this ride just has a nice, short but sweet layout, and it's going to keep you running to get back in line. Coming in at number 3 is my favorite coaster at Busch Gardens, the legendary inverted coaster, Montu. And yes, this is the 3rd Busch Gardens coaster on the list, but I don't have many parks to choose from, and all of these rides are awesome. Anyways, Montu is probably the most insane coaster I've ever ridden. It has sharp transitions and intense inversions galore. And, like Kumba, it barely ever gives you a breather. This ride definitely deserves to be my number 3. Taking the silver in 2nd place is Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. This has to be the best floater airtime I've ever gotten, and it's not even close. It has so many hills, and none of them are bad. In fact, a lot of them are incredible. So this is probably the best you can get when it comes to B&M hypers, and I'm very grateful that it's so close to me. And I think that it should be ranked as my number 1, honestly, because it is phenomenal. But I just have one coaster that I hold closer to my heart, and that I just rank a little bit higher. And number 1 has to be Manta. And I understand if you think otherwise, but just let me explain. I rode this about an hour after the first time I rode Mako. I had been obsessed with this ride ever since I heard about it, and I was finally going to get to go on it. As soon as we left the lift hill, I knew this was going to be an incredible ride. The flying sensation is just amazing, and it's super comfortable, even though I didn't expect it to be. The pretzel loop is so intense, and that's not the only good part of the ride. This coaster is just packed with great elements, and it's just an overall great coaster. So what do you think of my list? I know I have a lot of different opinions, but they're just my opinions after all. If you like this video, you can stay tuned, as next week I'm covering my top 5 bucket list coasters. Until then, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all later.